The budget sent to President Trump had millions set aside for border protection. But where does that money actually go? Cronkite News reporter Gabriella Bachara spent a day with Border Patrol officers in Nogales to see what efforts go into keeping the border safe.
There are two main ports of entry in Nogales, the DeConcini port and the Mariposa port. They are both incredibly busy, and CBP officers don't see that changing anytime soon. While the wall gets all the attention, the everyday work at the border goes on.
Every day I show up to work and we get our assignments of where we're going to be.
With almost 3 million people crossing back and forth between the United States and Mexico through the port of Nogales since October, Officer Joseph Harris is always busy.
We're either processing traffic in primary or we're processing them in secondary, processing people on buses, on planes.
His job is to check and process people into the United States, making sure they don't bring in illegal substances.
It shows that you have a bigger purpose than just processing traffic through the port of entry. I mean, you're actually trying to stop really dangerous drugs from coming into the country.
According to CBP, during the first 11 months of fiscal year 2018, more than 80% of the most dangerous drugs came through legal ports of entry. Last month, CBP officers intercepted a load with a record-breaking 395 pounds of methamphetamine and 254 pounds of fentanyl.
It's crazy. I mean, they said it could kill 57 million people. I mean, that's a lot of fentanyl.
It was in a trailer of a commercial vehicle, and it was targeted by our inspectional assets. We ran a canine on it. We also used our X-ray capability.
When politicians talk about methods other than walls to tackle problems at the border, they are often talking about technologies like the ones used to find these drugs. This is an example of one of the many technologies used here at the Mariposa port of entry. The passengers are unloaded before the driver drives through the ZEEP portal scan, where it will check for contraband before entering the U.S. In the latest budget, more than $1.7 billion was set aside for new technology and almost $1.4 billion for border barriers. Still, CBP officers say nothing beats basic police work and human intuition when it comes to catching criminals.
Just matching the driver to the vehicle, matching the crossings. I mean, there's tons of different things about every vehicle. Maybe it looks a little clean, maybe, some things are tampered with.
Even with all of these different methods, Harris says drugs are still entering the U.S.
We're not getting even a small piece of what they're bringing through. I think us utilizing this technology does help a lot, but I also think there's just a lot of drugs that are coming through.
Harris doesn't see his busy work days easing up anytime soon.
There really actually is a big problem, and we're doing everything we can to stop it.
Under the new budget deal, Customs and Border Patrol could hire as many as 1,200 new Border Patrol officers. In the broadcast center, Gabriella Bachara, Cronkite News.